Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the very things we're chasing are the silent killers of our own happiness? Today we're going to dig into this powerful idea. How our own desires, and yeah, the desires of others, might be sabotaging our natural state of just feeling good.
Welcome to episode 5 of Feel Good Freedom. We're about to explore a pretty radical concept. What if feeling good is our default setting? Our factory settings. And what if desires are like this virus that constantly corrupts that system, messing with our inner peace?
So, where does this whole cycle even begin? Well, a lot of the time, it starts right at home. It's this two-sided burden that just weighs us all down. And honestly, we often don't even realize it's happening.
I mean, just picture a typical family home, right? You've got every single person with their own little cloud of wants and expectations floating over their heads. And the truth is, most homes are just buzzing with these endless, often conflicting and totally unnecessary desires. It's basically the perfect recipe for some silent chaos.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. See, the problem isn't that desires exist. They're never going to stop. The real game changer is our understanding of them. Desires will always be there, but the second we start to understand how they work, everything changes.
The source material calls this a fact of the universe, and it's so true. When you take on what other people want, it becomes this heavy physical burden. But what about your desires? Well, those turn into a constant nagging anxiety about whether or not you'll actually get them. You're kind of stuck either way, right? It's a no-win situation. And here's what happens next, and it's a powerful image. When you're carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations, your mind just isn't a peaceful place anymore. It literally becomes a dumping yard for all these demands that have absolutely nothing to do with you or your own happiness. It's a cluttered, super stressful place to live.
Okay, but this leads us to a huge idea that can totally shift your perspective. What if feeling good isn't something you have to go out and find? What if it's your default setting, and it's our desires that are just corrupting that natural state of peace?
So how does this actually work? What's the mechanism that takes us from our happy default to, well, misery? Where does it all really start?
Let's look at this classic example. I'm sure we've all seen some version of this. A parent is dead set on their child becoming a doctor, but the child's reality, their actual passion, is something totally different. Maybe they're an artist or a musician. You've got one person trying to force their desire onto someone else's reality.
And this brings us to a super simple but incredibly profound equation. When there's a mismatch between one person's desire and another person's reality, the result is misery. And not just for the person being pressured, but for the person doing the pressuring too. It's the simple formula for how desires create suffering.
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem. Now, how in the world do we get back to that default setting of just feeling good? This next part is all about the solution. Reclaiming that amazing freedom of just letting go. The source lays out this really clear two-step training process. Okay, step 1, you drop your own clinging desires. The moment you do, you feel this incredible lightness because all that anxiety just lifts. Step 2, you drop the need to fulfill other people's desires, and that's when you become truly free. You need both. They're both absolutely essential. And please, remember this powerful idea. Your purpose in life is not to be some machine that was built to fulfill everybody else's wishes. Not your parents, not your partners, not society's. You are not just a vessel for their expectations. And hey, if you think letting go is a sign of weakness, history shows us it's the exact opposite. I mean, look at Buddha. He let go of his desire for an entire kingdom and found enlightenment. Emperor Ashoka dropped his thirst for conquest and became this huge symbol of compassion. Letting go is a profound act of strength. All right, let's bring all this home. Let's boil it all down into one simple, powerful action you can take. A single commitment to reclaim your own peace, starting like right now.
Here's the core logic stripped down to its basics. The instant you stop clinging to a desire, the stress that came with it, it just ends. Poof, gone. It really is that direct.
And remember, you are not responsible for carrying the weight of what other people want from you or for you. That responsibility was never, ever yours to begin with. And finally, here's the ultimate takeaway. Your natural state of well-being, that feeling of inner calm and contentment, that is your greatest treasure. It's your real wealth. It's way more valuable than anything else you could ever chase.
So what if this was your resolution? Just for today. I will not carry anyone's foolish desires. Not your own, and definitely not anyone else's. What do you think would change? The source suggests that if you really commit to this, your natural feel-good state comes rushing back almost instantly. Why not give it a shot?